One, two, two. Cool, that's recording. Right, James Farrow, Bedfringe director here once again, in my house. And you may, during this interview, hear some baby noises in the background. I've got no control over that content. But what I do have here is Geoff Norcott, who's coming to us on Sunday, July the 23rd. How are you doing, Geoff?
Yeah, I'm good. Just with baby noises, is it going to be like the audio version of that BBC News clip? You'll just hear the child.
I don't have a. Well, no, that was the thing, wasn't it? That people thought that was his au pair or something coming in to take children.
Oh, it got a bit controversial. Like most viral clips, if you look hard enough, you can make it a bone of political contention.
So, do you want to tell the lovely people of Bedford, about your new show, right-leaning but well-meaning?
Yeah, so the title was basically, I did a show last year, but basically coming out as a Conservative vote and how that had happened to a sort of working-class lad like me with a trade union father. And while I was at the Fringe, I overheard a woman recommend the show to another woman, and she said that I was a Conservative voter. And obviously Edinburgh, like all arts festivals, is liberal, leaning at least. And the woman sort of slightly balked at the idea, and she said, "Oh no, he's right-leaning but well-meaning." And I thought it was quite funny that she had to kind of quantify that, and it kind of reminded me that people do. There is an assumption of sort of virtue on the left and kind of selfishness on the right. So I thought, well, what if I went out a show, sort of saying, well, what if the left are right about the right, and you kind of turn the satirical gun on yourself? But as I've been writing the show, obviously there's been the election, and there's been a rise of sort of hard left sentiment. So my desire to self-satirise has been slightly tempered somewhat by the political landscape.
Yeah, of course, because Bedford is all voted majority Labour at the election, which sort of came as quite a surprise, I suppose. So you'll be coming to a Labour...
no one thought... Everyone was doing... It seemed so nailed on that the Tories were going to win. It's... there's no doubt... Look, I'm not... I'm trying my hardest not to knock the left. It's difficult because there's plenty of material there. But I think what the election proved was that you can't go out without a message, and I think there was a lot wrong with what Corbyn said. There was a lot of sort of half-truths in what he said, but at least there was something for people to cling to, a positive vision of the future. And I think that ultimately what we've ended up with, which is a sort of slightly neutered Conservative party with a bit of Labour influence, is possibly a better outcome, I suppose. I think that I try to take an optimistic view of the British people, and I think as a collective conscience, we've sort of done the right thing, but not, not person by person, but overall.
Yeah. So, this isn't. This show is a comedy show. Let's make that perfectly clear. Yep.
Yes. Oh no. The way I come at politics, I like the kind of politics I enjoy is. It's got to be funny first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm an entertainer first, and politics happens to be a place where I get some of my humour from. But this show, maybe unlike the last show, is a lot more small p political as well. So some of the show is coming from how I've reacted to becoming a father like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, and it is kind of, it's brought out weird traditionalisms in me.
Yeah.
I thought that I would be, hey, let's do 50-50 all that, and then you go, I don't know. It's an awkward thing to express, but there is an old-fashioned part of me that just sort of wants to be that Victorian father sitting in his study, with minimal. And I know it's awful to say it, but I think I wonder if people prefer you to be honest. Now that's not the way it's playing out in reality, but I've been having fun, particularly with female audience members, of just being as honest as I can about my ideas on fatherhood and just seeing how people react.
So, how does you've been coming to Bedfringe for quite a while now, haven't you? I think our very first Bedfringe in 2007. Maybe you've missed one or two, but this must be like your 9th or 10th. How does the experience of coming through a festival like Bedfringe compared to, I don't know, somewhere like Brighton and of course obviously the main goal, Edinburgh?
Well, I think I've certainly it's always been great fun, but in the last few years it's really stepped up. I think the Quarry and was that where I
That's right. Yeah, Quarry Theatre. Yeah.
It just feels like Edinburgh now, and it feels like the festival, in the build up to Edinburgh that you want to do, because you get really discerning punters and just the ambience as well. There's so many good shows on, so I think I really enjoy it. And as you know, James, I don't live that far away.
Yeah.
And I've said this to you before. I wish if the Edinburgh Festival could happen in Bedford, I'd be so happy. I mean, I could just. I live in St Neots, and so, by the way, don't hold that against me. I know I've known from doing the Bedford Fringe that there is a weird sort of prejudice against people of St Neots, but I didn't grow up here. Let's put it that way. But a 30-minute drive to do a full-length show to a discerning crowd. It's a genuine joy.
Yeah, we're definitely feeling a bit more like Edinburgh this time around because we're forecast for rain. So we've.
Well, that sort of helps, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it's different kind of rain in Bedford. I mean, Edinburgh it just sort of happens within like a space of seconds. It comes in off the sea, but yeah, I mean, like that bar area and all the posters up. It's exciting, and one of the great things, I mean, you say about the area going Labour, one of the things that's always been great fun with my shows is that actually people would think that I might want to play to, a Tory audience, but that's actually not very funny, because then it becomes like a bit of a rally, I got into this, and I started being honest about my politics, because I wanted to, I wanted each show to sort of be like a tricky par 5 in golf. I wanted to make it like a bit harder for myself, and I think like a reluctant laugh is a really brilliant noise, because it's hard won. And you know what? The thing is, online you get all these nutters online, all this political rancour online. Actually, 99% of all people in a live context are grown-ups, and they can deal with hearing things, I mean, not that you'd know that if you watch Question Time sometimes, but that is not necessarily. But I've got, and I'll be talking in the show. I'll also, as well as talk about politics, I'll be talking about my experience since last Edinburgh and stuff, which includes things like going on Question Time and going toe to toe with Diane Abbott.
How was that? Having sitting behind that table, those people, and knowing that millions of people are viewing.
Yeah, I mean, and also the thing about this game is that almost all comedians watch Question Time. They don't watch any comedy, but they watch Question Time. So it was the most terrifying thing I've ever done. The night before, I just finished a gig in Nottingham, just outside Nottingham, to about 20 people. And I turned on my phone, and Question Time had tweeted the lineup for tomorrow night's record. And it went absolutely crazy. People that knew nothing about me other than the fact that I was a Conservative voting stand-up absolutely slaughtered me online. And I just thought, I don't want to do this. I literally... I don't know what happened. The following day I woke up, I sort of thought, well, if I haven't pulled out now, I've got to do it. And then, do you know that feeling like when you're on a roller coaster and they bring down the neck brace, and then you sort of go, well, I have to do it now. And that was it. And the record itself was it was a surreal experience. The audience are totally unlike a stand-up audience. I mean, they are not there for the banter. I think you look out. And so it was fun. I mean, and I did lock horns with Diane Abbott on a couple of issues. That was a strange experience to still be arguing with her as the credits rolled. But yeah, it was, looking back on it, it was a wonderful thing to have done, and respect to all MPs as well. You see how hard it is for them, as a stand-up. You can just say any old crap, you don't really have to back it up, but you can see when they're talking, they're running a million and one things through their mind as to how they might be held accountable, whereas, the first thing that comes into my head.
Well, thanks a lot for spending some time with us there. We've gone over a little bit, but hey, that's cool. That's all good. We can see you. So Geoff Norcott, right-leaning but well-meaning. I'm highly recommending you get some tickets for the show. This is going to be a really good show. So he's with us on Sunday the 23rd of July at 8:30 p.m. in the Studios Theatre. So it's a small space, but that's good for you, isn't it? Because is your Edinburgh, how big's your Edinburgh space?
Well, at the end of the day, it's going all right, but it's still a niche theme, James. So,
not the Pleasance Grand yet. Yeah.
But it's, I'm aware that I'm trying to get my cut my cloth accordingly, which is obviously a true Conservative value.
But you need to be able to preview to the sort of audiences that you're going to be performing to at Edinburgh. If you're previewing to like 200 feet, 300 seaters.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, that has very much been this preview season for me. So but no, I'm looking forward to Bedford, the first sort of proper festival that I'm doing in the build-up.
Nice one. Okay, well, we'll see you there, and thanks again.
Cheers, James.
Cheers.